Hey guys, I've got a lucid dream story to share with you today. I found myself in a luscious green field with nothing else surrounding me except an old oak tree. I keep a wristwatch on, which I always check twice in reality, which I did after some walking. I noticed that the time was different on both glances at my watch. This reality check led to me achieving lucidity. On top of this, my hands looked quite strange and morphed, which is a good indicator that you're dreaming. I'd recently watched Midsommar and wanted to incorporate this into my dream world just a little. So I willed there would be some flowery characters surrounding me. And upon looking up, there indeed was a cast of girls dressed in white. But the difference was that instead of the crown of flowers seen in the film, they all seemed to have delicate flowery eyebrows with various colors. The detail on the flowers was quite stunning. The small flowers didn't look as if they were added to the face either. They were growing from their eyebrows along with the hair. I didn't want the nightmarish aspect from the film in my dream, so I quite simply didn't let it happen. I spoke to the characters telepathically and learned they were there to protect me. I felt there was a supernatural, nature element to this dream, so I went along with this. I rolled a nature weapon in my hand and pulled what looked like the most basic twig from my pocket. I was initially quite disappointed, but after waving it, the twig left shatters of light in the air. I knew this was a powerful object I was holding and wanted to put this to the test with the group of ladies I had surrounding me. They told me they wanted a place to call home as well. So I wanted to create a town for these people that was fitting for them. I thought vaguely of a group of enemies. And then in the horizon I saw some strange creatures charging, all with various parts of them which felt off to me. Nothing like you would witness in the waking world, which was quite interesting to watch. For example, a tiger with more than 2 eyes and large spiders with scaly skin like a reptile. They were approaching with some speed. I saw the ladies gather. They waved their hands and entrapped the creatures with various elements, which aligned with their flowery eyebrows. The red flowered eyebrows had fire powers. The white flowers were ice. And the blue flowers had water abilities. There were still animals approaching, so I gave my twig a wave. A translucent barrier appeared surrounding the area, which had a wavy feel to it. You could also see a reflection in it. I looked very strange in the reflection and not like my usual self. It made me jump a little bit, but not enough to wake me. The barrier itself was gorgeous. The animals fled, and the entrapped animals from the girls made a bounce motion which seemed to teleport them away. Now that the animals were gone, I thought it would be wise to create a place for these people before another wave of enemies comes forward. I thought about the ability to create buildings and structures. So I gave this a test. I waved my hand in an upwards motion with the thought of a well while looking down. And when I looked up, from the ground a well produced itself. The ground vibrated. One of the girls told me that they have no need to drink, but they will be able to help the wildlife. The well was a white brick, which I thought was appropriate to fulfill the pure feeling of the people. When I faced one of the girls, she had become pregnant. I didn't seem to question this in the dream. It felt very natural that they became pregnant at random. So I built them some houses. All I had to do was wave my hand in an upwards motion while looking down for each house, and the vibrations and houses came once again. They were all single-story houses, not very big, just the essentials that you would need. But very pretty. They gave me a very minimalist feel. I turned around once more and 2 of the ladies had babies in their hands, and I could also see dust in the horizon, which indicated that there would be some danger very soon. There also seemed to be a bigger crowd of people somehow, still all female. It was as if as the town grew, more people appeared from thin air. The women with the babies left to the houses, and the remaining got ready for the incoming attack. It was reasonably similar to the last attack. Some of the creatures were the same, but there was one that stood out vividly for me, which was a gorilla, but it had obscene muscles. None of the attack really filled me with any fear, knowing how well we took on the last wave. A similar defense happened with my barrier and others getting captured and teleported. I saw the gorilla in the air in a water case before it was teleported off. I lifted my hands with more force after the attack, and it brought the town together. Flowers came through. along with decorations and paths between all of the houses. The girls with the babies revealed themselves, but it was as if they rapidly multiplied and many girls came out of the buildings. But you could tell which were the babies because they looked identical, even with their flowery eyebrows being the same color. In the dream, I found this fascinating. I went over and enjoyed looking at all of the girls. It would have been strange in reality, but they seemed more than happy with me doing this in dream life. The other thing I noticed was all of the girls were the same height. I also had the urge to check inside the houses, so I went to the closest one. The interior was all pure white and absolutely spotless. It was as if any mess or irregularity was impossible in these homes. I went to another nearby house and the interior was identical, with white chairs and a table, and a simple bed to go with it. I had the idea to automatically protect the town, and I thought about my twig wand. I went to the front of the town and held my twig high. I forced it in the ground and it went in with ease. This gave a dome barrier around the whole town for these people, allowing a constant defense against the creatures that kept trying to intrude. I wanted to see this in action, and of course, as I thought about it, another flock of creatures appeared. I watched intently to see how well it worked. But my cat in the real world decided it was feeding time and was kneading the bed sheets on top of me and meowing rather loudly. So it was time to get up to give her some food and fresh air. This was a fun dream indeed, and I wanted to share this one from my dream journal. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a like and subscribe for more stories every Wednesday, and lucid dream tips, tricks, and guides every Sunday.